Part 8. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 72. Children, don't talk about national affairs unreasonably. Tangs coughed. Okay, let's start the formal test. For the first test, it took 1 day to determine the quota. As dusk fell, each class's statistical results were presented. Tang's class took less than half a day. After everyone's joint decision, 3 places stood out: Hinata Hikaru, Namikaze Minato, and Hinata Xiao. There is no doubt about it. With Hinata's strength, he was basically walking sideways. There was no doubt about Namikaze Minato. Uchiha Futaba personally admitted that she was not as strong as him. Hinata Xiao has obtained the true inheritance of the Hyuga clan, and was previously influenced by Hyuga Hikaru, and began to learn attribute escape techniques, which greatly increased her attack surface and means of defeating enemies. There is no need to compete to know the strength level of everyone in the class. Therefore, the quota for Class 2 seems to be hasty, but in fact it is set very rigorously. So, Tangs nodded and filled in the names of 4 people on the list. The second round of the competition is tomorrow. You 3 should not run around this afternoon and keep your spirits up, because then you will not only have to face students from other classes, but the Hokage-sama will also come to watch the competition. Do you understand? As soon as Tangs finished speaking, the classroom was filled with whispers. Without him, it is a great honor to be watched by Hokage-sama. After reacting, some students suddenly felt sad, wondering why they couldn't live up to their expectations. At this moment, Hinata raised his hands. Do you have any questions? Hinata Hikaru. Quack. Hinata smiled innocently. Tangs Zaza, is there any reward after winning first place? Hinata Hikaru's little face was full of anticipation. Money ninjutsu. You are the scumbag and you want to call me teacher. Dozawa shouted subconsciously. Then, he thought about it, the advantage is that. Isn't it a benefit to have the honor of being watched by Hokage-sama in person? Most people would definitely think so, but Hikaru Hinata is obviously not an ordinary person. Maybe wait a minute, I'll ask. Tangs abandoned the students and ran away in a hurry. After a while, a panting Doze ran back. The benefits are there. Doze said. Those who perform well can qualify for early graduation. Oh. Hinata's eyes lit up, this is a good thing. Some things are completely different from the last life. In this life, she is stronger and more powerful. No need to spend time in ninja school. By graduating early, you can not only roam in the vast ninja world, but you can also do many things and even make up for some regrets. Quack, okay. So, it was settled. Time flies, and in a blink of an eye, it's the next day. The early morning sun shone in the ninja school, and the decades-old ninja school was suddenly dyed with a golden red halo. Today's ninja school is extremely lively. Early in the morning, the students arrived at the back playground, which was divided into several areas to distinguish spectators from contestants. In order to ensure safety, several ninja teachers even joined forces to create a simple barrier. The acquisition difficulty level is C. Use 5 talismans to connect with the caster's chakra to prevent anyone from attacking the inside of the barrier from the outside, or from attacking the outside world from the inside. Even Jounin cannot rely on ordinary taijutsu to break this barrier. If you want to break through it, you can only rely on super high-level ninjutsu or taijutsu. With this barrier, it is enough for the students to use their full strength. Teacher Dozawa, this important task will be left to you. Colleagues patted Tangzi on the shoulder. Tangzi sat aside and formed a seal, becoming the caster of the barrier. Why me? Dozawa howled. It's not who you are. You have taught Hinata Hikaru for half a year and you haven't taught her to be a normal person. As a class teacher, I apologize. The unscrupulous teachers left Tangs behind and did what he was supposed to do. Dozawa said it's my fault that Hinata Hikaru is so nervous. After a while, the third-generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen arrived in person. When he appeared in a god-controlling robe, the whole place was filled with thunder. All the students cheered, even the ninja teachers stood with their hands behind their hands, their chests straight, and their faces looked excited. As the highest status and most powerful being in Konoha Hidden Village, Naruto is respected by thousands of people. Wave after wave of cheers made Sarutobi Hiruzen feel the excitement of the children. Hoo hoo hoo. The Sandaime Hokage had a smile on his face and waved around, and the students slowly calmed down. Afterwards, Sarutobi Hiruzen took his seat. Along with him came several other high-level officials. Danzo Shimura, Koharu, and Mito Manabu, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade served as companions to witness today's game. The three of them stood behind the four senior executives and looked at the field. Afterwards, the Sandaime Hokage spoke. Including the description of the Will of Fire, the audience was boiling again. In the crowd, Hinata Hikari looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a small face, staring at him intently. Xiangxiao smiled slightly and thought to herself. It turns out that Hinata Hikaru also longed for this title. Hey hey. The next second, Xiangguang touched Xiangxiao's arm with the back of his hand. Gaga, Xiangxiao, look, the third-generation old man is really grand. Xiangxiao. Well, Hinata Xiao had to admit that she did think too much. Hinata Hikaru will always be you. Hinata Hikaru is hopeless. That's it. One day, this leader will be even grander than 3 generations of old men. Hinata stretched out her hands nervously, as if this was a stage set up for her alone. Then, other spectators came in. Hinata Hiten, Hyaga Ryotetsu and others brought the two brothers Hyaga Hisashi and Hyaga Hisashi into the viewing seats. Hinata Hisashi looked around and quickly spotted Hinata Hikari. Hinata Hikari put her hands next to her mouth and said a few words silently. Hinata Hisashi's expression immediately changed, as if she was constipated. She said, "Don't look at anything inappropriate. Look at what this leader is doing. I will tell this to Hinata Mommy. Hinata is so beautiful, she is Hinata Hisashi's nemesis." Hinata Hikaru deliberately mentioned this matter just to come back for revenge. She was being very cautious. Hisashi, what's wrong? Hinata noticed something unusual about her son and asked. No, it's nothing, father. Hinata shivered a little, not seeming to be okay at all. Thinking of how beautiful Hinata was, his scalp went numb. That woman who is both strong and scheming is really hard to mess with. Oh, this Hinata Hikaru is also not easy to mess with. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 73. When the teachers announced the start of the competition, the students in the audience started talking. Who do you think will be the first winner? Probably Sarutobi Ryo. No, I think it's Hinata Xiao who comes from a famous family. But Minato Namikaze, who was born as a commoner, is also very powerful. Several names were mentioned and the atmosphere was heated. Until someone suddenly said Hinata Hikaru's name. This time, the whole audience was silent. It was as if someone had pressed the pause button. Pairs of eyes looked at the class location where Hinata Hikaru was. Several people showed cold and stern looks. No need to think, it must be Uchiha. Let's see how we deal with this little psychopath later. Uchiha Huoyan must have lost because he underestimated the enemy. Because his opponent was a psychopath, he let his guard down. That's right, a lion can fight a rabbit with all his strength, but Uchiha's fire rock is just mediocre. Look, that little psychopath is smiling so happily. What a fool she is. But she doesn't know that the happier she smiles now, the harder she will cry soon. These children of the Uchiha clan stared at Hinata Hikaru with cold eyes, as if they were looking forward to fighting with her. They believed that Uchiha Hoyon lost because he underestimated the enemy. The boys and girls of the Uchiha clan are gearing up. Mental illness is mental illness. Even if they defeat Uchiha Fire Rock, they cannot be their prepared opponents. The eyes of other students contained more complicated thoughts. They have long heard of Hinata Hikari's name. Even if they have not come into contact with Hinata Hikaru in the past 6 months of school life, they have already known about her deeds. How will Hyuga Hikaru perform today? Hikaru Hinata, I heard that you slept in class all day long, and you slept for half a year. A student shouted from afar. Everyone burst into laughter. Many people laughed together. I have never seen this kind of student before. Ah, could it be that you practice ninjutsu related to sleep? As the student spoke, everyone burst into laughter again. They were all looking forward to such a taunt. Looking forward to Hinata's performance. After sleeping with her for half a year, is she really as strong as the rumors say? In short, no matter what, the first place in this grade department test cannot fall on her head. Today, this little psycho is destined to be embarrassed in front of everyone. Hikari. At this moment, another cold voice sounded. The pattern of the nostrils pointing upward and the Uchiha fan is obviously from Uchiha. Today, we Uchiha will beat you until you beg for mercy. The other Uchiha clan members nodded and looked at him unkindly. Hinata Hikaru, who was chatting and laughing with Hinata Xiao, Namikaze Minato and others, felt these gazes. Quack, look. Hinata stretched out her hand, pointing fingers at everyone. My leader has long said that there are always unscrupulous people who want to harm me. Those who didn't know it would have thought that Hinata Hikari had done something so outrageous and evil. Only then did the students in class 2 believe that what Hinata Hikaru said was indeed true. Thinking of the inexplicable jealousy that Hinata Hikaru always receives, everyone in class 2 couldn't help but pity her. But then, Hinata Hikaru let out a long sigh. Oh, if you are not envied by others, you are a mediocre person. Who made me, the leader, so good? Hinata Hikari was so beautiful that she was bubbling with beauty. Everyone. Okay, this is very shameless and very Hyuga Hikari. Hinata Hikari's sigh was not only heard by the people in class 2, but even her nervous voice was heard by class 1 next door. The students in class 1 were so angry that they vomited blood, but there was nothing they could do. At this moment, Michiko-sensei, who was responsible for announcing the competition, called Sarutobi Ryo's name. The future father of Konohamaru, the son of the Sandaime Hokage, a boy with brown hair wearing a scarf, slowly walked to the front desk. The appearance of Sarutobi Ryo successfully diverted everyone's attention. No one expected that the first duel would be so exciting. He is actually the son of Lord Hokage. With a Hokage as a father, his son will definitely be as big as the Hokage. But Sarutobi Ryo was different. He has always been excellent, so excellent that no one can be jealous. As the saying goes, a tiger father has no dog sons. 5 attributes. Sarutobi Ryo can use escape techniques of 5 attributes at the same time, just like his old father Sarutobi Hiruzen. This is true genius. Sarutobi Ryo walked a few steps and suddenly stopped. He turned around, his handsome face expressionless. Sarutobi Ryo looked around and finally stopped. The next moment, Sarutobi smiled, very much like the Appa from Country O in the TV series. I really want to see your style. Sarutobi Ryo's handsome smile made everyone's faces freeze for a moment. Then, they all looked at the other person. Sarutobi Ryo said these words to Hinata Hikaru. Come on. Sarutobi smiled, turned around and left. Then, Hinata Hikaru felt countless murderous eyes staring at her. No 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 no. Hinata trembled. Who turned on the air conditioner? Most of these glances came from girls, and a few came from boys. They stared at Hinata Hikaru, as if they wanted to execute her lingchi. Oh! Being stared at by everyone, Hinata suddenly figured out what was going on. In the past, he beat Senjumuka and tortured Uchiha Ran and Uchiha Fire Rock. Sarutobi Ryo didn't say it on the surface, but secretly he had long been thinking about causing trouble for her. Quack, interesting. Hinata smiled instead. This Sarutobi Ryo is really tolerant and deliberately made trouble at this time, but this leader is not someone to be bullied. Hinata Hikaru decided to beat Sarutobi Ryo hard. When she was thinking about how to get back her place, everyone whispered among themselves. This little psycho actually knows the noble Sarutobi Ryo. This is impossible. How could Sarutobi Ryo be so familiar with a mentally ill person? It must be because she is the only mentally ill person in the school, so Ryo Sarutobi is just interested in her. Yes, it must be so. Everyone came up with various reasons to comfort themselves. I didn't expect that the son of the noble Hokage would use such despicable methods, huh? Hinata Xiao frowned, despising Sarutobi Ryo. I thought that Ryo Sarutobi, who had received a higher education, would be so outstanding, but today it turned out that he was having trouble getting along with an innocent girl. Maybe Sarutobi Ryo-san really wants to see Hinata Hikari-san's style. Next to him, Minato Namikaze, who always treats people with a gentleman's heart, pondered for a moment and expressed his thoughts. Whatever, since he dares to talk to this leader like this, he must be mentally prepared. Hinata Hikaru chuckled strangely, and a plan to retaliate came to his mind. Hinata Hikari never gets frustrated. Mobile Station. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 74. Sarutobi Ryo easily eliminated his opponent. He knows the 5 attributes of ninjutsu and is like a humanoid self-propelled turret. It can be said that no matter what moves his opponent uses, he can come up with the ninjutsu to deal with them. The 3rd generation Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, is called the ninjutsu professor because he is proficient in thousands of ninjutsu. Seeing Ryo Sarutobi's flying ninjutsu performance, everyone couldn't help but have a premonition. Sarutobi Ryo is likely to become the 2nd ninjutsu professor in the future. The 5 attributes are really amazing. And he has mastered genin level ninjutsu at this young age. The Hokage son is the Hokage son who is special. After seeing Ryo Sarutobi slowly stepping down from the stage, the students whispered to each other and praised him with various envious tones. Then, comes the 2nd game. As the teacher in charge of the competition, Michiko, called out Hinataxio's name. Hinataxio walked up to the front desk. He is naturally about 8 years old, extremely handsome, and has a distant expression that makes him look a little cold. Hinata Xiao, a genius boy from the Hyuga clan, although he is young, he has already become famous. With outstanding talent, he is the leader among the younger generation of the Hyuga clan. At a young age, he was valued by his tribe and school teachers. The Hyuga clan's clan is just different. Yes, much better than some mentally disturbed guy. Some students were talking about things and damaging the sun's rays by beating around the bush. As for Hinata, she didn't care at all about the ridicule of the people around her. She just looked at the scene with a relaxed expression. It seems that all words have nothing to do with him. Start. Following teacher Michiko's order, Hinata Xiao showed the starting position of the soft fist. The draw was completed yesterday. Everyone is assigned his or her opponent. So, today we just need to play according to the order. Hinata Xiao's opponent is a young man from the Sarutobi clan. Facing a Taijutsu family like Ri Xiangxiao who was born in Hinata, he retreated cautiously and did not choose to fight with the opponent in Taijutsu. Instead, he threw out a few shurikens to test. As expected, Hinata Xiao knocked down the shuriken in just a few strokes. However, Xiao did not use any special gorgeous techniques just because she wanted to show off in front of everyone. It was just simple, using the blue chakra cyclone produced by the soft fist to block these shurikens. Strictly speaking, Raquin is a ninjutsu. If soft fist does not release chakra from the palms or fingers, it is basically impossible to injure the inside of the human body. When throwing the shuriken, the Sarutobi boy had already formed seals with his hands. Although he was not skilled, he still sprayed a ball of fire from his mouth. This ball of flames is not big, it seems to be the size of a water tank, and is far inferior to the Sarutobi clan sea-level ninjutsu, the fire release technique. It can be said that it is a weakened version, and its power can only be attributed to D-level. It was such a weakened flame that caused the students to exclaim. Because most students only know basic ninjutsu such as Sanshin Jutsu. Being able to use the 5 attribute escape technique can definitely be regarded as a top student. Of course, there is still no comparison with Ryo Sarutobi. Michiko and the other teachers' bodies tensed up a little. They not only serve as invigilators, but also have the responsibility to prevent students from getting hurt. As long as Xiao showed any signs of being irresistible, the teachers would take action. However, facing the flying flames, Xiao just dodged slightly and avoided it. Maybe ordinary students can't avoid this ninjutsu, but Hinata Xiao is different. As a family famous for their physical skills, their speed and agility are much higher than ordinary people. A D-level powerful ninjutsu was easily dodged by him. Because the range of this ninjutsu is too small, only as big as a water tank. If it is a sea-level ninjutsu, it will be difficult to avoid it. Then, Xiao moved, rushed forward quickly, and pointed out something in the surprised eyes of the students. This finger is pointed right in front of the opponent's neck. No more, no less, exactly 1 centimeter away. Extremely accurate. His opponent's expression changed, and he subconsciously took a few steps back, feeling a dull pain in his neck where the finger was stabbed by the wind. The next moment, he reacted, with a bitter smile on his face. I admit defeat. Being approached by an opponent of the Hyuga clan, it was basically over. Few people can withstand the power of Chiro Fist to destroy internal organs. As the opponent surrendered, the audience burst into applause. Xiao slowly retracted her fingers, nodded slightly, and then stepped back. This cold but considerate behavior won the approval of all viewers. Because Xiao can point it out, even if he really hurts the other person, others can't say anything. But he did not do this. Not only did he not injure his opponent, he also preserved the opponent's face and did not make anyone embarrassed. There was no dissatisfaction or hatred in the eyes of the opponents he defeated. Just sincere admiration. One word was displayed vividly by Xiao, but it was not. Victor, Hinata Xiao. Michiko announced the result. In the audience, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but nod, his approving eyes and smile appearing on his weather-beaten cheeks. This kid, Xiao, is really good. The 2 consultants next to him, Koharu and Mito Manabu, also nodded their heads. A ninja's strength is important, but even more important is his character. Xiao was recognized by the 3 top executives in terms of both her character and strength. Only Danzo Shimura had his left eye half squinted, his face neither sad nor happy. To him, Xiao was indeed a talent, but he couldn't use it. Because the Hyuga clan has been clinging to their own 1/3 of an acre since the village was founded in Konoha. Not to mention joining the Umbu and Genbu, he even held a small position in the village and had no idea about it. Brother Liang Chen, this kid Xiao is okay. In the stands on the other side, Hinata laughed out loud. Looks happy. Hinata Hisashi's face was expressionless, nothing could be seen. Hinata and Hinata looked dismissive of this. Just a primary school student. According to the general answer, at this time, it should be said that Hinata Yoshida is not good enough and has poor skills. But Hinata Yoshiaki is not an ordinary person. He nodded and said loudly, of course, because his master is very powerful. Hinata was stunned for a moment, and then the two of them laughed at the same time. This kind of conversation reminded the two of them of their youth. They thought of running under the sunset that year, which was the youth they lost. How was my performance? Ri Xiangxiao asked when she returned to the crowd. So Hinata replied casually. Rixiangxiao. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 75. Hinata Xiao said that this is shameless and very Hinata Hikari. Then, Michiko announced the names of the two people. The third scene, Namikaze Minato. It's finally my turn to appear. Namikaze Minato smiled, his gentle smile as always. And those blue eyes were not as light blue as the sky above his head, but a faint deep blue, making him look less shallow and more profound. Gaga, behave well. Hinata Hikaru gave Minato Namikaze a boost. As Jireya's favored disciple, Namikaze Minato's performance was enough to deserve the attention of Sarutobi Hiruzen. I wonder how far this child Minato has grown. He should be no less than Hinata Xiao. Hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's praise, Jireya couldn't help but show a proud expression on his face. If the apprentice shines, the master will naturally shine as well. Seeing Minato Namikaze appear, Danzo Shimura's eyes flashed. Namikaze Minato is a real good prospect. As the leader of the Roots, Danzo Shimura's minions are spread throughout Konoha. He had already investigated the information about Namikaze Minato clearly. He has a clean family background, extremely talented people, and is very smart, but he has been hiding it since he was young. If you let him join the Roots, it will definitely bring some new changes to the Roots. Everyone has different inner thoughts. On the field, with teacher Michiko's order, the competition began. Namikaze Minato's opponent is a boy from the Senju clan. Facing the strongest clan in Konoha, Namikaze Minato was not timid at all. He just attack and defend against the opponent one move at a time. Excellent reflex nerves always allow Namikaze Minato to dodge the opponent's attacks in seemingly critical situations. This act of walking among the blades made everyone in the audience exclaim. Alas! What? At this time, Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Xiao in the crowd frowned. The two felt a little strange. Namikaze Minato's strength goes far beyond that. He should be killing his opponent instantly, not playing some turn-based game. What kind of medicine is this guy Minato Namikaze selling in his gourd? Hinata Xiao didn't understand. Quack, this leader understands. Hinata Guang understood again. What? Ri Xiangxiao and Ri Xiang Guang's questions and answers left people around them confused. But they were quickly attracted by the thrilling turn-based game and ignored the two of them. Minato Namikaze is trying to act like a pig and eat the tiger. Hinata nodded and smiled. So that's it. Hinata Xiao nodded. A ninja must be good at deceiving his opponents. But if it were me, I would never do this. Ri Xiangxiao shook her head. Zhenping Toxiao's nickname is not for nothing. The sun rises to the night and the sky rises to the ground, disdaining to hide one's clumsiness. Yes, yes, you are the best. Hinata waved her little hand and smiled strangely. Hinata Xiao's mouth twitched, wanting to say something, but in the end she still looked at the competition on the field. Unlike the elementary school students who exclaimed in surprise. Senior officials such as Sarutobi Hiruzen were actually dissatisfied when they saw this scene. Because apart from his faster reaction speed, Namikaze Minato didn't see any other special abilities. He. After observing for a while, Orochimaru smiled. Jiraiya, your disciples are just as stupid as you. So, I suddenly realized that you are not suitable to be a teacher. Orochimaru's sarcasm immediately drove Jiraiya crazy. Jiraiya was also puzzled. What happened to Minato today? Did he not wake up? Hey, no matter how stupid you are still much better than your disciple. Jiraiya counterattacked directly. Orochimaru's disciple is Senjin. So. Jiraiya, what did you say? Next to her, Tsunade clenched her fists as if she wanted to hit someone. Tsunade was very upset when she heard Jiraiya say something bad about her bratty brother. While the three of them were bickering, the battle in the field was also coming to an end. Minato Namikaze was panting, but Hinata Hikaru could tell at a glance that Minato Namikaze was faking it. And the opponent? I really can't exert myself anymore. In this era where ninjas still need to form seals and opponents cannot open the Susanoo Gundam, mortal battles last only a few minutes. Even the level of divine brawl between the third Hokage and Sarutobi Hiruzen, one-on-one never lasted more than half an hour. This is the limit of ordinary people without plug-ins. So, it makes sense. When the opponent swung his soft fist towards Namikaze Minato seemed to avoid it again. Then, stretch out your foot and trip the other person down. Victor Namikaze Minato. Michiko announced the results. The panting Namikaze Minato nodded happily toward her, and then reached out to pull up his opponent who fell to the ground. This sincerity made the students cheer. It was such an ordinary and boring competition. Danzo Shimura commented. The leader of the route narrowed his eyes and looked away from Namikaze Minato. It was obvious that Shimura Danzo was dissatisfied with Namikaze Minato's performance. He began to collect the information about Namikaze Minato that Genjin had collected from his mind. During the past 6 months of school, Namikaze Minato's performance was mediocre. Every time I take a test, I'm not even as good as Hinata Hikaru. Shimura Danzo is very demanding. Comparing Namikaze Minato and Hinata Hikaru, you can see that Namikaze Minato is very ordinary. Namikaze Minato is united and loving, Mr. Good. There hasn't been a single fight in half a year. My favorite thing is to sue the teacher. The corners of Shimura Danzo's mouth twitched. The incident of Uchiha Futaba being exposed was done by Minato Namikaze. Shimura Danzo racked his brains to recall whether Namikaze Minato had any shining moments. He thought for a while and found out. No. To put it simply, Namikaze Minato is a very normal and good student. Thank you all, thank you all. At this moment, facing the applause of everyone, Namikaze Minato showed a smile that looked very silly to Danzo Shimura. I will work hard to become a Mayashi Konoha ninja who inherits the will of fire. Everyone, please work hard with me. Namikaze Minato, smile. This smile was very much like the smile of the salesperson Shimura Danzo saw. This time, Danzo Shimura's cheek muscles even twitched. What was the reason why he was optimistic about Namikaze Minato at that time? Just because he is Jiraiya's disciple. He. Danzo Shimura sneered. Thought. A fool like Jiraiya is only worthy of accepting a basketful of fools as his disciples. God, Minato Namikaze, you look so stupid. After Minato Namikaze stepped down, Hinata Hikaru said what Danzo Shimura did not say. Thanks to Book Friends 1 for rewarding. Thanks to Book Friends 5 for rewarding. Thanks to Book Friends 3 for rewarding. Thanks to Book Friends, 1 reward. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 76. Haha. Namikaze Minato scratched his brilliant blonde hair and laughed twice. Hinata Hikaru didn't think much about the purpose of deliberately hiding his strength. The subsequent competitions were held one after another. Either someone wins or someone fails. Most of the competitions were decided within a few minutes. Therefore, the process of the competition is very fast. Uchiha fishing fire. Teacher Michiko called out a name. Then, I saw a young man walking up to the front desk. Uchiha fan pattern, black clothes, the appearance and name that the Uchiha clan should have. Of course, the most important thing is the nostrils pointing upward. Before he even stepped onto the stage, Uchiha Yasuo erupted with chakra. Generally speaking, an explosion of chakra will have special sound and light effects. For example, chakra is stirring around the body. He saw that Uchiha Fire's clothes were whistling and moving with the wind, and the blue chakra cyclone was even more looming. So strong chakra? This is the Uchiha clan. The students were amazed. Even the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded slightly. Because, when it comes to chakra, I'm afraid most students can't compare with it. This is Uchiha, an Uchiha as famous as the Senju clan, an Uchiha rich in elite monsters. Quack, is he stupid? However, among the many opinions, Hinata Hikari had completely different ideas. Deliberately releasing chakra is like a balloon deliberately deflating. Is there any point in wasting chakra? You can probably pretend to beep. Hikaru Hinata. Teacher Michiko called another name. Oh. Hinata Hikaru, who was laughing strangely, stopped laughing strangely. It's my turn, leader. Then, Uchiha Yasuo's eyes fell on Hinata Hikaru. That sharp look seemed very unkind. He couldn't wait to defeat Hinata Hikaru and prove himself. In addition, it can also confirm Uchiha Fire Rock's carelessness. Everyone's eyes flickered, and they all looked at Hinata Hikaru's figure, until Hinata Hikari walked all the way to the front desk. Interesting. The Hyuga family's little psychopath faced off against the Uchiha clan. It is said that she defeated Uchiha Fire Rock, so what is so powerful about Hinata Hikari? I can't believe that Uchiha Yasuo has beaten me to it. It's also nice to see how this little psycho continues to pretend. In the crowd, the children of the Uchiha clan snorted coldly. Uchiha Huoyan, just watch, you will soon understand how ridiculous it is that you were defeated. One Uchiha turned his head and said to Uchiha Huoyan of the same race. Uchiha Fire Rock. Uchiha Huoyan didn't refute, he just looked at the stage expressionlessly, looking at Hinata Hikaru who had humiliated and hit him. In the end, he had to admit that Hinata was really strong. Uchiha Huoyan didn't bother to refute the ridicule of his fellow comrades. Later, they will know how powerful Hinata Hikaru is. This competition attracted great attention from everyone because of the various urban legends and campus legends. Just because Hikaru Hinata is too famous. Come on Hinata Hikari-san, Minato Namikaze said softly, and gave Hinata Hikaru a heartwarming smile like a little son. Gaga, don't worry, I will kill him instantly. Hinata nodded and took steps. I saw Hinata Hikaru walking into the field and looking at each other with Uchiha Yasuo. The competition begins. After Michiko announced, she stepped aside. The big fight that everyone imagined did not happen immediately. The two of them stood still, and only the tense atmosphere spread. The little psycho is about to be beaten, what do you think? Uchiha Yasuo said mockingly. Gaga, does it feel good to mock others? Hinata asked rhetorically. But unfortunately, it's not my leader who will be beaten up. If you admit defeat now, it's still too late. Otherwise, I'm afraid you won't be able to bear it for a while. Everyone was stunned for a moment. Then he burst into laughter. They all gloated, or thought they had heard the funniest joke. Even Uchiha Yasuo couldn't help but sneer. He is indeed a very arrogant little psychopath. Uchiha Yasuo murmured, and the moment the crowd's laughter ended, the Uchiha fishing fire moved. The chakra on his body was flowing crazily, and with a sudden step, his whole body was like wind, attacking Hinata. It is worth mentioning that Uchiha Yasuo runs very Konoha and Naruto. With his arms swung behind him, he looked like he was about to take off. In an instant, Uchiha Yasuo came to Hinata Hikaru, and then punched out. This is a punch that activates the body to the extreme. Uchiha Yasuo is confident that this little psycho can be beaten to death with just one punch. Be careful! In the distance, someone exclaimed. Alas! Hinata Hikaru was very confused, who was so kind, who not only did not laugh at her, but also told her to be careful. What kind of gentleman is he? Miss Nice. Follow the sound. Hinata Hikari spotted a figure in the upperclassman class. Hinata Mommy is 9 years old and in 2nd grade. At first, Hinata Mommy hated Hinata Hikaru. Later, I found out that it was a misunderstanding, so I gave up my disgust. Seeing that Uchiha Yasuo was extremely ruthless, Hinata Mommy couldn't help but scream in surprise. This is what Hinata Mommy thinks. In the crowd, the students all had expressions of anticipation on their faces, looking forward to the scene where Hinata Hikaru would be beaten to death. As a result, Hinata Mommy became the most conspicuous one among thousands of people. Idiot, look at what I'm doing and I'm going to get beaten. Hinata is so beautiful and angry and anxious. This little psycho actually has time to look at her. However, the scene that everyone imagined did not appear. With a crisp sound, Uchiha Yasuo's sprinting figure stopped, and his full blow was blocked by Hinata Hikaru's white and slender hand. What's even more shocking is that Hinata Hikaru didn't look at Uchiha Yasuo at all. On the contrary, she was looking at Hinata Mommy. Gaga, what you just said was too crowded to hear clearly. Everyone's pupils suddenly shrank, and everyone's eyes froze. In the field, Hinata didn't even move a step. Her whole body was like a mountain, standing there, majestic and motionless. Uchiha Yasuo's full blow was easily blocked. This. Everyone was stunned. Is this really possible? And on the viewing platform, the faces of all the adults also changed slightly. The 4 senior executives, Sarutobi Hiruzen, were obviously a little surprised, while the 3 Jiraiya standing behind the 4 senior executives looked very ordinary and should be so. This is daylight, this is daylight. What kind of thing is Uchiha Yasuo? How dare you shout over your own abilities? The expressions of Hinata Hiten and Hyagari Itatsu also became serious. The 2 brothers Hyaga Hisashi and Hyaga Hisashi looked even more surprised. Mobile Station. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 77. This time, it was not just the adults of the Hyaga clan who came to watch the ceremony. Ninjas from other tribes, including the Uchiha clan and the Senju, also came to the ninja school. Hinata Hikaru doesn't know how many secret political struggles and family interest disputes are contained in this. All she knew was that she would be the brightest star. Of course. All are set off by peers. Especially these elementary school students who are eager to jump in. How is this possible? Uchiha Yasuo had a look of disbelief, as if he had seen a ghost. He only felt that he had punched an indestructible fortress and could not move forward at all. Gaga, this leader kindly reminded you before, come on, let's go. Hinata smiled strangely and spoke calmly. Then, a powerful chakra burst out from Hinata Hikari's body. So strong. Everyone couldn't help but be shocked when they saw the changes in Hinata Hikaru. The little psychopath they laughed at was even more powerful than the Uchiha fishing fire in terms of aura alone. Oh, this little mental illness that doesn't make people worry, I didn't expect it to be so powerful. Hinata's beautiful eyes flashed with a hint of brilliance. It seems that most people were miserably deceived by her. However, now there is something good to watch. The next moment, Uchiha Yasuo flew out upside down. Hinata lightly flicked his sleeves and laughed strangely, extremely sarcastic. The rolling Uchiha fishing fire only came to a halt after somersaulting several times. Looking at Uchiha Yasuo who fell to the ground on his back, Hinata Hikaru suddenly thought of something again. Oh, I didn't use any force, so you flew away on your own. Could it be that this move of yours is called the flying goose pose with your butt backwards and flat on the sand? After hearing Hinata's taunt, Uchiha Yasuo hurriedly got up from the ground. His face was ashen, but his eyes were staring at Hinata, as if he had some deep hatred. This is what you want to do to me. Unfortunately, you don't have the strength. What are your thoughts now? Hinata shook her head nervously, showing no sympathy for her opponent. Because these scumbags think about how to harm her all day long, which is really annoying. Don't be proud, I haven't yet. As soon as Uchiha Yasuo finished speaking, he heard another muffled sound. This time, it's easy. Hinata Hikaru rushed over and slapped him in the face. Before the poor Uchiha Yasuo could use his trump card, he spun and flew out. Then, he ran into a barrier set up by the ninja teachers. The invisible barrier rippled, like ripples on the surface of a river. The Uchiha fishing fire wiped down the barrier and finally rolled down. This scene shocked everyone. Gaga, what you just said was too windy, I didn't hear clearly. Hinata put her little hand to her ear, as if listening. Uchiha Yasuo raised his head with difficulty, his face was more than half swollen, and blood even flowed from the corners of his mouth. In a mixture of grief and anger, Uchiha Yasuo wanted to say something. But maybe he was out of anger, or maybe Hinata was a little too heavy-handed. Uchiha Yasuo tilted his head and fainted. Victor, winner, Hinata Hikaru. Michiko's eyes widened and she announced the results almost intermittently. Hinata's strength, arrogance, and nervousness are unmatched. Even Michiko was surprised by Hinata Hikaru's powerful aura. The so-called youthful and frivolous. Probably, Hyuga Hikaru is the best interpretation of this term. Several students hurriedly carried Uchiha Yasuo down and sent it to the medical ninja who was standing by for treatment. Only then did everyone know that Hinata Hikaru's defeat of Uchiha Fire Rock was not due to luck or other reasons. But Hyuga is really strong. Don't be proud of Hinata Hikaru, you just defeated Uchiha Yasuo. There is nothing to be proud of. You are too arrogant. There was a voice coming from the crowd. The speaker was another Uchiha boy. Zaza, tell me your name, Hinata said loudly. Uchiha Tetsuya. Teppanyaki. Hinata blinked her eyes. These words directly aroused the other party's anger. I request to challenge Hikaru Hinata. Uchiha Tetsuya stretched out his finger, pointed at Hinata Hikaru and roared. Teacher Michiko turned directly to look at the third-generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen at the viewing stand. They saw Sarutobi Hiruzen conferring with several colleagues and then nodded. Michiko also nodded to express receipt. Hikaru Hinata, do you accept the other party's challenge? Michiko stared at Hikaru Hinata and asked softly. Of course I accept. Hinata nodded slowly. But I still have a condition. What conditions? Uchiha Tetsuya roared angrily, his face turning red. As soon as Hinata stretched out his arm, everyone was immediately attracted by this white and slender hand. Hinata was very familiar with it and rubbed his thumb, index, and middle fingers together. Uchiha Tetsuya doesn't understand. What do you mean? Hinata Hikaru rolled his eyes and said, give me money. If you don't give me an appearance fee, how can I possibly pay attention to your request? Arrogant. This Hinata is so arrogant. Everyone was speechless when they looked at Hinata Hikaru's natural expression. There is an appearance fee to accept the challenge. Never seen anything like this. This little psycho really deserves a beating. Every student was scratching their heads and gearing up, wishing they could go up and beat Hinata Hikaru up. Uchiha Tiaki was obviously sluggish. The next moment, gritting his teeth, he took out his wallet from his pocket and threw it at Hinata Hikaru. Hinata Hikaru caught it easily, opened the wallet, and looked at it. Well, not bad, he is indeed a wealthy Uchiha. He carries several thousand taels with him whenever he goes out. Hinata Hikari put away her wallet with satisfaction, which was a signal. Humph. Uchiha Tetsuya snorted coldly and walked towards the field. I'm not as good as you in physical skills. Uchiha Taiki began to form a seal, which was the seal of fire escape. It seems that he plans to use fire escape to deal with Hinata Hikari. Well, you are a self-aware scumbag. So I will use the fire release of the great Uchiha clan to defeat you. I just hope you don't die directly. There was a fierce look on Uchiha Tetsuya's face. Then, the speed of forming seals suddenly accelerated. That seal is clearly the seal of fire Dunhao Fireball. Is it difficult? Oh my god, does Uchiha Tetsuya use Go Fireball? He wanted to kill this little psycho. In the audience, the students all exclaimed. With the Uchiha Taiki seal, the chakra on his body became more and more agitated. The chakra nature of the fire attribute flows and surges in the body, and then, due to the guidance of the seal, it is shaped into the precursor of a huge fireball. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 78. Art Fire Escape Ho Fireball. Uchiha Tetsuya smiled, his eyes full of mockery. As a cluster of flames ignited in front of the mouth, a huge fireball was instantly generated and blasted towards Hinata. Fire escape. At the same time, Hinata Hikaru, who struck last, formed the seal at a faster speed, but released the ninjutsu at the same time. The art of heroic flames. Chakra flows and expands, and Hinata spits out a stream of flames, also attacking the opponent. The two fire release ninjutsu have the same color, but different shapes. The fireball looks like a burning orange-red sphere. And the art of heroic flames is very much like the burning flow of magma. Many people looked at the scene in front of them in shock, watching Hinata Hikaru also release the fire escape ninjutsu. The distance of 5 meters was covered in the blink of an eye. The powerful fireball technique collided with the powerful flame technique, causing an explosive roar. The stalemate lasted only a moment, and the art of high flames cancelled out Uchiha Taiki's fire escape. Under the impact of the Hao-Yan technique, the Hao fireball became dim and annihilated, and finally turned into little sparks and scattered. And the powerful flame technique, which had not exhausted its chakra, crashed into the wide-eyed and disbelieving Uchiha Tetsuya. Ah, it's so hot, so hot. The Uchiha Taiki was burned. His hair and eyebrows instantly caught fire. Uchiha Taiki, whose body was on fire, was like a headless fly, running around the stage screaming. The way he was on fire and running around in a funny way made Hikari giggle non-stop. Everyone is black. Fortunately, Hinata Hikaru was merciful and reduced the amount of chakra used in the technique, otherwise it would have been more than that. In the end, the people in the medical class hurriedly formed seals and used water release water chaos, which extinguished the flames on Uchiha Taiki's body. The dying Uchiha Taiki exhaled a breath, which was mixed with grey smoke. Uchiha Taiki, who was completely charred and soaked in water, was carried down by the medical team like a dead dog. In the field, Hinata Hikari was still laughing. Because she thought the scene was really fun. Unlike Hinata, who was happy, everyone observing the scene had a look of shock. It's the art of heroic flames. It is the art of high flames invented by the Sandaime Hokage. Someone yelled, recognizing the ninjutsu released by Hinata Hikari. But the art of high flames is a sea-level ninjutsu. Hinata Hikari is just like them, a ninja school student. How is it possible to learn this ninjutsu? This is not Hinata. The Hyuga clan shouldn't be able to do ninjutsu. They only know how to do jutsu because that's how it's set up. Even though these students didn't want to believe it or believe it, at this moment, Hinata still hit them in the face viciously, making those who laughed at Hinata feel pain in their faces. Who says the Hyuga clan cannot learn the 5-element escape technique? Hyuga Hikaru told them with facts, what setting does not exist. On the side watching the ceremony, Sarutobi Hiruzen and other Konoha senior officials, Jiraiya and the other three, as well as a group of ninja teachers and other Konoha ninjas looked at the scene with different expressions. This child. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were burning. Jiraiya, actually I've wanted to ask you a question for a long time. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned back and looked at his three disciples. This child Xiaoguang, did you teach her the art of high flames? Jiraiya, Orochimaru and Tsunade looked at each other. Not only they had this question, but even Shimura Danzo and others also had the same question. That is, did Hyuga Hikaru learn his skills from him? It seems that this question can be solved today. Danzo Shimura half closed his eyes and leaned back, waiting for the answers from Jiraiya and the others. First, rule out Orochimaru. Because after the Uchiha Futaba incident, he personally asked Orochimaru. Tsunade can't necessarily rule it out. Although Tsunade doesn't know how to use fire escape, she has never eaten pork, so has she never seen a pig running away? From seals to training methods, Tsunade must know. So the biggest possibility is one of Tsunade or Jiraiya. This old man, to be honest, we don't know where she learned it from. After pondering, Jiraiya shook his head, and Tsunade also said that they didn't know. Yet. Hiruzen Sarutobi frowned. Danzo Shimura opened his eyes and stared at Hikari steadily, his twinkling eyes making it impossible to guess his thoughts. Hey, why do you always think that this leader is easy to bully? Hinata Hikaru looked at everyone with an expression of hatred. She stepped forward and walked to the edge of the stage. Then, he was proud of the scene. Actually, this leader can also use water escape. As soon as he finished speaking, a water bomb condensed in Hinata Guang's hand, and then it broke with a pop and fell to the audience. The audience was silent. Which Uchiha scumbag wants to challenge this leader? Hinata Guang suddenly opened his hands and looked around the audience with a nervous look on his face. I will challenge you. Me, and me. The crowd in the audience was shaking, and there were also some students who were not Uchiha. Presumably, they were the field dogs of the Uchiha clan. Gaga, if you want to challenge this leader, you can give me 10,000 taels per person. Hinata raised a finger and looked down the stage. And when she said these words, the whole place fell into silence. Hinata looked at them with great confusion. Finally, Hinata couldn't help but ask. Do you guys nothing? At this moment, everyone was staring at Hinata Hikaru's arrogant figure. That weird smile and her arrogance were deeply imprinted in everyone's eyes. 3 years. In 3 years, he went from going crazy, to being called the shame of the Hyuga clan, to becoming famous in Konoha and being ridiculed by everyone. Amidst all the ridicule, Hikari remained calm and endured 3 years of rolling his eyes. At this moment, she seemed to have vented all the dissatisfaction in her heart. She, Hikaru Hinata, can not only do soft fists, but also fire escape, and even water escape. In fact, I can also thunder. Rice Yang Guang whispered. Everyone looked at Hinata's dazzling figure, and at this moment, they realized what a genius this little psychotic member of the Hinata clan was. Genius arrives. Mastering both taijutsu and ninjutsu. Maybe illusions will be added in the future. Michiko's red lips were slightly opened, and her eyes were a little out of focus. Hinata Hikaru might really be able to win the first place and fulfill the agreement with her. And I, in the past, actually thought that Hinata Hikaru was a poor student. Perhaps it was because he, like everyone else, had been looking at her through colored glasses, which led to this result. To think that a genius girl can actually endure so much ridicule and ridicule that ordinary people cannot bear, this is such a strong mind. Mobile Station. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 79. How arrogant! At this moment, there were several people in the audience with extremely ugly expressions. Their clothes are almost uniformly white, and their eyes are also white. There is no doubt that these people are from the Hyuga clan. What's more important is that there are no marks on their smooth foreheads. This means that these people are members of the Hyuga clan. Just a member of the family. Their faces were particularly ugly. Several of them stared at the dazzling figure in the field, as if they were still unwilling to admit Hinata's strength. These words undoubtedly reached the ears of others. Among them, Ri Xiangxiao was included. Suddenly, Ri Xiangxiao felt that these words were too harsh. So much so that a raging fire ignited in his heart. Ri Xiangxiao wanted to quarrel very much at this moment. Namikaze Minato's gentle smile also solidified slightly. It's like the bright sun appears in winter. Although there is warmth, the cold wind is even worse. Hyuga Hikari seemed to have not been heard. Seeing that no one gave her money, Hinata Hikaru naturally would not accept the challenge from those scumbags. So, she walked straight off the stage. When passing Class 1, Hinata Guang suddenly stopped and turned his gaze to fall on one person. Sarutobi Ryo noticed something. Looking at Hinata Hikaru's nervous, half-smiling expression, he suddenly felt a bad feeling in his heart. Gaga, monkey, this leader did not disappoint you. In an instant, spring blossoms. Hinata showed a bright smile, and looked at Sarutobi Ryo unblinkingly with her white eyes. At this moment, the whole place was silent. Then, Hinata Hikaru turned around and left without any nostalgia, leaving only a floating figure. Monkey. Everyone was stunned. There seems to be something wrong with this title. Because of the word monkey, everyone can't help but start thinking about it. They thought about what Sarutobi Ryo said to Hinata Hikari before, I really want to see your style. See Hinata's response now. Is it? Many people's expressions changed, especially many girls. Even Sarutobi Ryo was stunned for a while. Hinata Hikaru actually thought of a way to take revenge on him. Of course Hinata Hikaru was taking revenge on Sarutobi Ryo. Sarutobi Ryo put small shoes on her, how could she not come back with revenge? Suddenly, everyone's eyes fell on Sarutobi Ryo. Various emotions are contained in everyone's eyes. They wanted to see Ryo Sarutobi's reaction. Sarutobi Ryo, the richest and handsome man in Konoha, is a little stunned now. Because the word monkey seems ordinary. But the problem is this nickname, it should be Hiruzen, like father, like son, haha Danzo Shimura sneered, half squinting his eyes. The third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, was called Monkey by the first and second Hokage when he was young. Monkey is his nickname. And today, Hyuga Hikaru actually called Sarutobi Ryo a monkey. This is tisk tisk. Children have nothing to say. The third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen looked a little embarrassed. Can't take it seriously. Sarutobi Hiruzen blushed and emphasized seriously. How many years has no one called me by this nickname? That is. Is this Hinata taking advantage of my father while taking revenge on me? The dumbfounded Sarutobi Ryo once again experienced Hinata Hikaru's shamelessness. It's not impossible that my father's nickname is Dark History. Only a few people know Hikaru Hinata. There's no reason why he would know his father's nickname. This must be a coincidence, that's right. After being stunned, Sarutobi Ryo's mind wandered and he immediately came up with a new way to fight back. Under everyone's gaze, Sarutobi Ryo looked at Hinata's back, and then showed a smile that could charm girls. Xiaoguang, you're doing very well. His voice was gentle and considerate. Like childhood sweethearts. Seeing the closeness shown by Sarutobi Ryo, all the girls felt their hearts were broken. It turns out that Sarutobi Ryo had already the son of the Hokage, the tall, rich and handsome man, Konoha's long-legged appa. Ryo Sarutobi, who holds many titles, is the idol of countless students. I have never seen him, who was always calm, smile like this to others. However, today, he showed his closeness to Hinata Hikari. Oh. Hinata Hikaru was also trembled by the words little light. How disgusting, this Sarutobi Ryo. Little psycho. I want to compete with you. I have to scratch your face today. Before Hinata could say anything, she heard angry voices coming from all directions, threatening to eat her alive. Looking at the tigresses baring their teeth and claws, Hinata scratched his head and was thinking about what to do. Sarutobi Ryo looked at her with a smile, and the smile on his face became more and more prosperous. But the look in his eyes showed the evil intentions of succeeding. The more he smiled, the more fierce the looks from the girls around him became. If looks could kill, these fanatical girls could kill Hinata hundreds of millions of times. Yes. Hinata's light came to his mind and he looked around at everyone. Gaga, it's okay if you want to challenge this leader, just bring the money first. These words were said with great momentum. It seems that there is really one person who is in charge, and 10,000 people can't stop it. The noise stopped for a moment. See you soon. A large number of wallets were thrown up from all around. Hinata Hikaru chuckled, showing off her nimble movements, as she took a hold of the ninja tool bag. A scroll appeared in his hand. Hinata Hikari jumped into the air and suddenly opened the scroll, and the white scroll unfolded with a splash. Seal up. Hinata Hikari formed a seal with his hands, and as a puff of smoke rose, a large number of wallets entered it. Item sealing technique, acquisition difficulty level D, genin level. This technique is widely used. From ninja school students to cage level experts, everyone is using it. In addition to sealing items, it can also be used to seal ninja tools and even corpses. By the time Hinata fell to the ground, the scroll had closed with a click. Just when everyone thought that Hinata was about to accept the challenge, Hinata suddenly yawned. This leader has fought several battles in a row, and his physical strength is now exhausted. The girls were stunned. Hinata Hikari actually wanted to use rest escape? Don't go. You think you can escape? Little white eyes. Cataract. The sound of curses came from the crowd. However, he saw that Hinata's footsteps stopped for a moment and his eyes squinted. Quack, monkey, these tigresses are left to you. If you can handle them, I will treat you to ramen at noon today. After saying that, Hinata Hikaru turned around and walked towards his class. Sarutobi Ryo was confused. Unexpectedly, he was tricked by Hinata Hikaru in the end. Shameless. It's so shameless. The girls looked at Hinata Hikari and were absolutely furious. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 80. If we say that Hinata Hikaru and Sarutobi Ryo's mutual stumbling block is the prelude, then, what happens next is just the beginning. Hayajayaka. Teacher Michiko called Hinata Xiao's name again. The promotion to the second round has begun. At this time, Hinata Hikaru, who had tricked Sarutobi Ryo, was happily walking back to where the class was. Coincidentally, I passed by Ri Xiang Xiao. As soon as Rick Xiang Xiao took the next step, she heard some unpleasant words coming from behind. It really embarrasses our Hyuga clan. He is just a branch of the family, but he is so arrogant and behaves so shamelessly in public. In an instant, Ri Xiang Xiao stopped. His temperament always makes people ignore his age. As the fierce chakra aura erupted, in an instant, Hinata Xiao became the focus of the audience. This time, Hinata Xiao no longer held back, but released chakra with all her strength. A blue chakra cyclone swept across the spot, blowing his hair and clothes. What did you just say? Ri Xiangxiao looked at the person who just spoke. A senior student and head of the Hyuga clan, 10-year-old Hyuga Ryusuke. Get out. Ri Xiangxiao raised a finger. I saw Hyuga Ryusuke tremble directly and his face was ashen. He didn't understand why he would arouse the hostility of this evil star by scolding Hinata Hikaru. Others may not know the name of Hyuga, who fights the sky, the earth, and the air, but the entire Hyuga clan knows it very well. But just think about it, Uri Xiangxiao is only 8 years old, just a naughty kid. But I am 10 years old. If I were timid, wouldn't I be laughed at by others? So, Hinata Ryusuke gritted his teeth and walked towards the field. Faced with Ri Xiangxiao who has the legendary bonus, and Rick Xiangxiao is guided by Hinata Yoshiaki, her strength should not be underestimated. That is. Hinata Ryusuke asked for coolness. Ri Xiangxiao, what do you mean? Looking at this boy who was half a head shorter than himself, Hinata Ryusuke didn't feel relaxed at all. On the contrary, the Ri Xiangxiao in front of him seemed to be extremely tall. That is momentum, the momentum from the strong. What do you mean? Ri Xiangxiao asked. Hikaru Hinata has embarrassed our Hyuga clan, am I right? Hyuga Ryusuke seemed to have gained some confidence, and he actually acted in a bold way. Shameful. Humph. Ri Xiangxiao sneered with an angry tone. You're just jealous of Hinata's performance. I've seen people like you a lot. You always like to find some high-sounding reasons to cover up your inner ugliness. You're just the same as those Uchiha. Ri Xiangxiao's words would directly cause the scene to explode. Not only did he angrily reprimand Hyuga Ryusuke, he also fired a map cannon to target the Uchiha clan. The students in the audience couldn't help but gasp at the same time. Is Ri Xiangxiao crazy today? Ri Xiangxiao? Be careful with your words and deeds. Michiko reminded with a serious face. Speak according to the occasion. However, Michiko, who is not the head teacher, does not fully understand Hinata Xiao's silly character. Humph. You'd better take care of your students first before speaking. Hinata Xiao's words left Michiko speechless. Michiko's face turned pale instantly, and she even took a few steps back. Some people may be confused. Not sure why. However, those familiar with the matter understood that Hinata Xiao was referring to the Uchiha Fire Rock incident. Uchiha Huoyan himself, plus the 5 students under his command, wanted to murder Hinata Hikaru. No matter what, she had the responsibility to supervise it as a teacher. You have to admit your mistakes, and you have to stand up when you are beaten, Hinata Ryusuke. Are you ready to die? Hinata Xiao turned her head and looked at Hinata Ryusuke. Everyone looked at each other in confusion, because the changes in the situation were really confusing. First it was Uchiha and Hinata, then Ryo Sarutobi. Later, I don't know what happened. It actually got involved in the internal fighting among the Hyuga clan. Wonderful. Many students were thankful that they had not asked for leave, otherwise they would have missed these big events today. First year student Xiangxiao. Senior birthday to Ryusuke. Who is more powerful between the two? Looking at the handsome and powerful Hinata Xiao. Hyuga Ryusuke is under a lot of pressure on the Hokage. He thought for a while and finally decided to give in first. I admit defeat. Hinata Ryusuke's submissive performance made Hinata frown. Although he didn't speak from the beginning, Hinata has been paying attention to the performance of the younger generation every day. Hinata Ryusuke's performance made him very dissatisfied. One must not be arrogant, but not without arrogance. The Hyuga clan pursues peace, but that doesn't mean they are all cowards. Hokage-sama has a lot of things to do, so he took the precious time to come here. It's an honor for you and me, but you made the decision to admit defeat before fighting. Isn't this a disgrace to the Hyuga clan? Hinata scolded Risshin with a cold face, quite dissatisfied. His words made Hyagarayasu tremble. He would never disobey the clan leader's orders. In the end, Hyagarayasu could only bite the bullet and put on a show. Ready? Okay, okay. Hinata Ryusuke said this tremblingly. The next moment, Xiangxiao moved. Soft fist. Hinata Ryusuke shouted angrily and used all his strength to point forward. But when Xiangxiao came to him, he realized how weak he was. Boom. A palm. It was just an ordinary palm, without the use of chakra enchantment or the chakra release technique of the soft fist method. Just simple. A physical palm. And this palm immediately broke through Hyagaraya's defense and struck his chest like a devastating blow. In an instant, Ryusuke Hinata spat out a mouthful of blood in mid-air. When Hyagarayasu landed on the ground with a bang, he also fainted immediately. Everyone opened their eyes wide and watched this scene. The arena was extremely silent. They didn't understand why Hinata Xiao easily killed Hyagarayasu with just a simple palm. Isn't Hyagarayasu a member of the same clan as him? What about the age advantage of being 2 years older? No one thought that Hyagarayasu would be defeated so completely. Previously, several other boys and girls from the clan who also wanted to follow suit and insult Hinata Hikaru immediately shut their mouths tightly and did not dare to speak nonsense again. Quack. Hinata looked at all this with a smile, and there was a bucket of popcorn in his hand. She threw popcorn into her mouth while looking at the figure in the field. Xiangxiao has mastered the true essence of Rokuan. The greatest advantage of Rokuan is the word soft. The biggest weakness is also the word soft. Soft fist is very powerful, but it also has many natural enemies. Not to mention anything else, let's talk about the samurai and some ninjas of the Iron Kingdom. Wear armor when fighting. The full body armor of the Iron Kingdom warrior. Ninja chest armor. Can effectively prevent the penetration of soft fist. In other words, there is a limit to how soft boxing can break defenses. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 81. In addition, the Clay Spider Clan's Sticky Gold Armor, the Kagaya Clan's Corpse Vein, the Cloud Hidden Village's Thunder Escape Armor, and even the Tailed Beast clothes can all effectively block the attack of the Ro Fist. In other words, Rokuan's performance was abnormally poor when faced with high defense opponents. This is the essential weakness of Rokuan. At this time, super personal ability is needed to make up for the weakness of Rokuan. The practice method chosen by Xiangxiao is to combine hardness and softness. Under the guidance of his master, Hinata Yoshitatsu, he trained his fingers to the point where he could penetrate wooden stakes without chakra. The second step is to train your fingers to the point where they can penetrate steel armor. This extremely fierce fingering method, combined with soft fists, will increase the lethality. Just now, Hinata Xiao instantly killed Hyagarayasu with an ordinary palm. It was because of his achievements in practice. I, the leader, have to work hard. I can't be surpassed by Xiangxiao. Hinata Hikaru looked in front of him with a smile, and had already made a new training plan in his heart. After Hinata Xiao defeated Hyagarayasu, he named those clan members one by one and told them to get out. After that, Xiangxiao taught them how to behave one by one. Regardless of whether they were men or women, everyone was killed instantly with a palm or a finger, leaving no room for resistance. Seeing the radiant and ferocious Xiangxiao, everyone was stunned. It's just horrific. I became so cruel that I even beat my own people. Now, everyone understood how powerful Ping Toxiao was. Even the gloomy Shimura Danzo looked at Hinata Xiao with a completely different look. For those who don't understand Xiangxiao's cultivation methods, they believed that Xiangxiao was born with supernatural powers, and her strength at the age of 8 was even more exaggerated than that of an adult. If he graduates and becomes a ninja in the future, he will definitely be the most ferocious one on the battlefield. After choosing a circle of clan members, Ri Xiangxiao finally remembered her opponent. But seeing Ri Xiangxiao's ferocious performance, his opponent was fortunately allowed to admit defeat. After winning the victory, Hinata Xiao slowly walked off the stage, making many people breathe a sigh of relief. Next, although there were still others on the stage, they were still not as shocking as when Rick Xiangxiao swept through several people. Time flew by, and within 1 hour, dozens of competitions took place. Half the morning has not passed yet. After that, it was Namikaze Minato's turn. "Ga, Minato Namikaze, are you going to pretend to be a pig and eat the tiger again?" Hinata Hikaru asked before Minato Namikaze came on stage. "Of course." Namikaze Minato nodded. "A ninja must be good at hiding his cards." Minato Namikaze gave Hinata Hikari a gentle smile and walked up to the front desk. This time, Namikaze Minato, who was able to instantly kill Uchiha Futaba, still retained his own strength. Although Hinata Xiao didn't understand, he knew that Namikaze Minato must have a reason for doing what he did. At the end of the mediocre battle, Namikaze Minato relied on his speed advantage to deliberately go a little faster than his opponent, thereby seizing the opportunity to attack first. Just like that, his opponent gave up. There was also sparse applause from the audience. Shimura Danzo looked at Namikaze Minato, his brows furrowing even more. Finally, he narrowed his eyes and simply turned his eyes away. Without him, Namikaze Minato's performance made Shimura Danzo very dissatisfied. Jireya's expression also changed from doubtful to calm. He chose to believe in his disciples. There must be a reason for Namikaze Minato to do this. "Gaga, it seems that 123 will be born between the leader, you, and Ri Xiangxiao." Hinata Hikaru was very confident and directly arranged the results of this grade department test. "Oh? Do you think Sarutobi Ryo is not as good as the three of us?" Hinata Xiao suddenly asked. "Of course, this leader will personally take care of Sarutobi Ryo. By then, you two will be the second or third best." Hinata Hikaru looked matter-of-fact. Next time, she will directly defeat Sarutobi Ryo and let him go round. Thinking like this, Hinata Hikaru patiently waited for his turn again. Namikaze Minato pondered for a moment. "Hikari-san, there is actually something I haven't told you. Did you win the lottery?" Hinata Hikaru came over and said very seriously. Namikaze Minato: "Actually, this grade-level test is based on overall results. It's not that the best player will get the first place. According to Jireya's reliable information, this test may be different from what most people imagine." Hinata was stunned for a moment, then nodded. "Just like the Chuyunin exam?" "Yes." Unlike Hinata Xiao, who looked confused, both Hinata Hikaru and Namikaze Minato understood. In the written part of the Chunin exam, there is a classic question called question. On the surface, the written portion of the exam covers the first 9 questions. But in fact, question 10 is the key. In other words, it doesn't matter whether you pass the first 9 questions or not. This kind of behavior of not playing according to the routine, "I have the final say, and you are all leaks." Unexpectedly, it was used in this test. In other words, even if I beat everyone in this test, I may not be able to get the first place. Hinata thought deeply. "Yes." Namikaze Minato nodded and smiled. "This is why he hides his clumsiness. There is no point in exposing your strength too early here. It will only make some people miss you." Ri Xiangxiao said nothing. However, something was already churning inside him. If it is true as Namikaze Minato said, isn't this a shady story? Although she didn't say it, Ri Xiangxiao already had her own thoughts. He was ready to quarrel. Time passed, and another half-hour passed, and the time came to 10:30 in the morning. The grade department test has come to an end. After rounds of competitions, there are currently more than 10 people qualified to continue participating in the war. However, Michiko announced that the test was over. The students were in an uproar and didn't understand why. They are still waiting to compete for the first place. The Big Ten is over, what the hell is this? Michiko looked towards where the top brass of Konoha were. Next, the 4 top executives will decide the outcome. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others seemed to be discussing something, and the ninja teachers standing on both sides were also participating in the conversation. After about 15 minutes, the results appeared. Teacher Wuke, who was in charge of recording, was the spokesperson and came to the front desk. After looking around at the students, Teacher Wuke slowly said, "In this class test, the usual comprehensive scores will also be taken into consideration. The top 3 will be eligible to graduate early and become genin. Becoming a genin in advance means that you can save unnecessary time and move towards your own ninja path earlier. Even the poorest civilian students can earn an income that exceeds that of ordinary people after becoming a genin. The premise is not to be lazy. This has a fatal attraction for children from civilian backgrounds. After all, money can buy everything, and if it can't buy it, it means you don't have enough money. For those wealthy nobles, becoming a genin can hone their skills earlier and become a powerful ninja.